Do we have to record this?
Our public is waiting, Joe. Anyway,
Fuck better like this.
all right. What's up, you slags? Yeah, I did say that. Welcome to the ongoing your time. What is this intro? This show does stuff to you.
This ongoing subjectment of Taskmaster United States to our eyes.
Anyway, welcome, folks, to yet another episode of Your Time Starts Now, a Taskmaster podcast. You know who we both are.
These today.
Yeah, we watched episodes 3 and 4. Today's Thursday.
Suck.
Like last time, episode 3 will be out on Thursday. Episode 4 will be out on Sunday. I apologize for our complete lack of enthusiasm, but that just goes to show how much we actually care about this show.
I don't even have enough energy to argue that today's Wednesday.
I mean, in some sort of positive news, after once this is over, like once we finish covering this Taskmaster USA, we'll have our bonus episode where we rank the contestants from the first 5 UK seasons.
If I don't drink myself to death while watching this.
I don't even have alcohol to hand.
I only hope this is enough.
What are you drinking, Joe?
Amber lager.
Sounds like a fun time.
I fucking
anyway.
It's really bitter. I hate bitter beers, but this is what we had because IPAs are in fashion and everybody likes bitterness units and they want beer.
I don't like bitterness.
I'm more
of a cocktail kind of guy.
I tried to get my other beer that I like, which is some orange kumquat smoothie beer. But you know what? It's made by pretentious douchebags in Milwaukee who make it only when they feel like it because it's art beer. And so they don't sell it after their pressing is done or whatever the fuck they call it. It's stupid.
Well, good news for us. After today, we'll be halfway through this series.
Yay. This episode is called Bubbles. This is not even the strongest quote from the episode.
And I think bonus points if you can already guess what the task that prompts the word is. Anyway, so shall we dive into this pool of sick?
I mean, it's a very shallow pool, so it would be a hard dive to do.
All right, shall we wade in it?
Sure. Do you want to talk about the prize or me? I don't care.
Well, let me just say, the thing with me writing about these tasks is, I struggle with note taking, usually in general, but with all these, with this first task, it's so hard to pick out individual qualities of things people do.
I was talking about the prize, not the task. I mean, I can do the first task if you want. I certainly didn't get much information out of it because of the way they did it.
I'll do the prize. I just want to get this. But first, it's obligatory that they have some banter.
No, they don't. Honestly, they don't have banter. It's barely a conversation.
Well, let me read my notes. Reggie talks over the title sequence again, in brackets, why?
It will never stop.
Banter, I wrote, I don't care, something about American football.
Alex makes a long-winded joke about knowing American customs. It doesn't land very well. And then the only thing they go on from there is that I have noted is that Reggie seems way too invested in Alex's continued existence to be the Taskmaster. Reggie's treating Alex like a human being, and that's not what he's supposed to do.
Just get Conan O'Brien as the U.S. Taskmaster, please.
Conan as the Taskmaster and like Jordan Schlansky as the assistant would honestly be the dream for this show.
I don't know who the second
Jordan
person is.
Schlansky is one of Conan's staff members
Oh,
There's
okay.
He's really weird, and he just says things, and then Conan has to deal with that, and Conan revels in making Jordan's life uncomfortable and miserable. You
Conan's
should
quite a
watch
tall
clips of
guy,
him
isn't
on
he?
YouTube. Conan's
Conan's
like
quite a
6'7".
yeah.
He
That's at
actually would be
least
a match for Greg.
yeah. That's a good height for the task because the Taskmaster is such a domineering presence, and also yeah, like also I'm sorry. I was just thinking. Kevin Hart did a YouTube series where he just did a bunch of sports. He did an episode with Conan O'Brien, and the height difference made me laugh
Oh
nonstop the whole
yeah,
episode.
you should watch Conan and Jordan Schlansky clips on YouTube. They're very
Uh,
funny. Anyways, let's talk
um,
about the
the
prize.
prize,
No
the
task,
prize.
just prize.
I've said I hate these
I
prizes,
don't understand what they were told in order to get them to bring these things in.
and I don't know. The other four contestants have got nothing to lose. Like there's no stakes, and we learn very little about their personalities as a result.
Like, I feel like they were told a prompt beforehand, and then that was thrown out the window because everyone has brought in something that is actually important to them, which doesn't make any sense because there's no theme to this.
Anyway, we don't want off this episode to be nearly an hour long, like the first episode was for some godforsaken reason.
Let's just do it in like 10 minutes. Come on, we got two of these to do. What's the prize? What's the prize? Come on, tell me the prize.
The prize task is brought in by Kate, and she brings in a medical cupboard.
Her medical records and her medicine.
Yeah. So that's probably I don't know what medication Kate's on exactly,
A
but
lot,
yes.
probably.
And because it's America, it's probably extremely expensive.
Don't even. Let's not start with that. Okay. On task. Do the task.
You're doing this one.
Oh,
And
me.
as
Okay.
usual, if the tasks sound familiar, it's because they are.
Yeah, this is from which season had
Season
Catherine
2,
Ryan in it?
Episode 2. The one with
Yes.
Catherine Ryan and Richard Osman, that series.
Yes. So this is the order the pizza without using certain words task. Specifically, this pizza was an extra large pepperoni with peppers, pepper, pineapple, tuna, and dill, which is a disgusting sounding pizza and is made all the harder by the fact that Alex freely acknowledges that no pizza place in the world stocks tuna or dill. Not
I
dill
mean,
pickle either, like dill seasoning.
some pizzas might have tuna on them. I don't know which sick twisted fuck would do that, but yeah.
No. Like they would have to have tuna for a different reason, and then dill on top of that is not a
I mean,
thing.
you get things like anchovies on tuna, and on pizza. Sorry,
Anchovies are different, and I
I've
don't
not
feel
had
like
it.
arguing.
I've not had them
Anchovies
on.
are a different. There's in the American pizza cinematic universe, anchovies are a recurring character. Tuna is from a different franchise and doesn't show up. Tuna
Okay.
is from the sandwich and sushi cinematic universe, not the pizza cinematic universe.
Let's see if we can start some potential beef on this podcast. What are your thoughts on pineapple on pizza?
I don't give a shit. I don't order it.
I mean, I don't. I have it. I don't hate it. I'll say that I don't hate it.
I would throw up a faux argument, but this episode drained my will to live. I seriously just don't give a shit. Some people say it's sweet, some people say it sucks. I order mushrooms. I don't care.
To be fair, though, I read something that said today that said mushrooms help fight depression and anxiety.
Cool. I mean, having a pizza
You're gonna
helps fight
be
depression
you're
and
gonna be needing
anxiety.
you're gonna be needing some mushrooms after this. Then,
I
um,
need a beer.
anyway,
I have a
also
beer.
there is the bonus task to make the pizza person say the word bubbles, hence the episode title.
Yep, which that's not even the strongest quote from this task. So interestingly, the pizza place gets some sort of voiceover, like to indicate they're on the phone, which I don't know why they went to this effort when they didn't go to the effort of making the show funny. But the pizza place makes the pizza place they show Freddie, Lisa, and Ron together, because at no point can a character ever be shown individually unless they really fuck up.
Can I?
They
I just
What?
I just want to ask one question. Sorry to slow this process down, but did they all order from the same place?
No, at least that's not what the novelty voiceover was implying. They implied that it was multiple different places, which
Okay, because I
I
remember when they
guess
did
that
this
would.
task in the when they did this task in the UK version, they all ordered from different places.
Yeah, because that would make sense. They all seem to be independent places, but Freddie and Lisa both got hung up on during this. It wasn't. Lisa appeared to get hung up on twice, at which point they stopped taking her calls, and she had to send Alex with a written note. The strong quote from this episode was from Freddie, who is trying to describe Pepper and says "salt and friend" or "salt little friend," both of
Salt
which
and
are
friend, salt and friend does sound quite funny.
yeah, or "salt and friends." I'm not sure. I didn't hear it quite right.
Salt and
Um,
friend sounds like a kids' TV show from the 80s or 90s.
yeah, Ron. Ron is exceptionally cheerful through this whole thing, and does not get anywhere with this pizza woman on the other end of the phone. Although I would like to say that nobody did what I would have done, which is again, and I said this in the episode where we talked about this in the Better show, which is that,
Yeah.
hi, I lost a bet. I have to order what you sell without saying any of the words for it. Can you help me? I will tip you a lot. Like you
Yeah.
don't even have to go through this and do it, but uh
I love how
the
you always
result
have something to say no matter how pissed off you are.
I I have thoughts. Anyways, Freddie got a medium pepperoni pizza at the end of it all, which was funny because about the only thing he did manage to communicate was extra large. Ron's didn't have tuna or dill, and also everybody said at least the word pizza multiple times.
God.
Or
These pe-
uh,
these people are failures.
Ron didn't have tuna or dill on it. Lisa somehow got the one pizza place in the greater Los Angeles area that stocks tuna because she managed to get a pizza that had everything except dill, which
Fair
I was
enough.
shocked by. Um, then we get a
What even
commercial break.
I'm just gonna Google what dill is.
It's a plant. It's like basil. It's a
Oh,
seasoning. Dill
it's
pickle
like a
comes from the
herb.
fact
It's like a herb you can grow in your garden.
yeah, dill pickles actually come from, I think they're seasoned with dill when they're pickled. Interestingly enough, there's a commercial break that right between this and the next people who did it, the and Reggie introduces it as another break, implying that they put the wrong clip in because or they filmed this out of order. And again, do you think that this show is a slipshod mess? I do. Uh,
I mean,
oh, and then
they
I got
clearly didn't
real
care.
I got real actual ads on Comedy Central's website that went on and on and on, and it was for like family counseling and alcoholism support. So I'm not.
You're gonna be needing that after this for sure.
It's like family counseling, and it's like, why is this the ad that you gave me? Anyways, then we get Dylan and Kate, both of whom tried to do it with accents. Dylan tried a a New York or Brooklyn accent. Says pie instead of pizza and then fucks it up. At one point, he spells the word dill, and
I can't really do a Brooklyn accent, but I can do a kind of Long Island accent if you want to
I
hear.
don't know. This show does not deserve that. Anyways,
What, you don't want me to do my amazing accents?
not on this show. No. When we actually are doing one where we're putting effort into it, yes. Uh,
All right, remind me footnote that and remind me to do it.
Somebody put it in the comments, or I'll forget. Uh,
This task is
and
my bitch.
oh god. Okay,
Lisa
there we go.
Lampanelli, 2018.
Yep. Whatever. And then he uses a Brooklyn accent. He acted like a douchebag. That was according to himself. Uh, Kate uses a weird accent that she invented on the spot to give the impression that she doesn't understand English that well. Manages to be the only person to get the person to say Bubbles by saying that her name is Barbara, but the nickname is Bubbles.
That's quite clever.
Couple mistakes each. It was not clear whether it was them saying something wrong or the pizza came to them wrong. But Lisa wins. Only humorous moment in this was Ron straight up offering to tip the person extra if they said Bubbles. The
And
person
they,
just hard nosed them and hard nose him, and Ron just keeps on going.
why would
And
you hard know that if you were getting tipped generously just for saying
because
it very innocent?
you are in Los Angeles. This weird guy has just made you do all this shit. And you're just on having to deal with people all day. I would say no too, probably, but also you've got to understand that this task wasn't that great on the UK version.
Yeah, this
And
is one of my least favorite tasks of the first 5
and
series.
so
It's
to
not bad, it's just.
no, it's really hard to do because it involves messing with the public.
And it's even
But
harder to
also,
talk about on a podcast.
yeah. Also, I mean, the only reason that I view the other one as funny as it was, I think it was because Richard Osman got managed to screw up so badly that he got 2 pizzas.
2 pizzas, and I think someone just got flat. I think the order was. I think the funny thing was you had to order, in the UK version, you had to order a vegetarian pizza, but add a lot of meat on top of it.
Yes. Also,
Which is funny.
I'd like to say that this task specifically sucks a little bit more than the UK one because they literally gave them an impossible task by
The,
Alex's own admission that there is no pizza place that would sell a pizza with dill and tuna on it.
Because it also doesn't help that this cast either has the personality of a wet rag or the personality of Lisa Lampanelli.
Yeah, and sometimes it alternates between moments. Onwards to the next task, because again, this is only 2 tasks per show plus the live tasks. So we are blazing through this.
Hell yeah. And it's my turn to do the next task, and thankfully, it's because I sometimes struggle to talk about tasks. This is one that will be a little bit easier for me. And it's a fan favourite, at least in the UK version. It's the Camouflage Yourself task from Series 4, Episode 3, infamously the one where Noel Fielding disguised himself as a banana in probably one of the most memorable moments of the whole show. And
Yeah,
also
and in
Mel.
fairness to TMUSA, this is
These
not
were
a
some
badly
good.
done one. Yeah, this was
Yeah,
actually the one task where like it did all right.
yeah, and I mean, I'm not sure why they showed Kate's first because hers was genuinely quite good.
I think they wanted to. I think whoever was doing
It was like the most perfect one, if you see.
wanted to contrast this with the rest of the garbage ones
Um,
because I think like show the good one and then go downhill from there.
fair enough. I don't.
Also,
Uh,
I just want to talk about this. They introduced the task with a mini diorama of the set,
oh yeah, this was
which
cool. This was
I
cool.
would like to point out 2 things. First of all, the task is actually disguised as
It,
part of the set, like it was in the UK one.
but it's in a different position on the set each time.
Yes, which has
So for
never
like
been done
someone,
as far as
it's
like
on the pavement, another time it's on the pool, another time it's on the
yeah,
shack,
which
and then Lisa unfairly critiques Alex's hard work if he did build the little diorama, which I
yeah.
personally very much doubt. But it's
I noted that too. That's what I was about to bring up. Is she criticizes the diorama, and I'm like, bitch, you work on television. How do you not know this? There will be insane sets built for 30 seconds worth of screen time.
the thing with Lisa Lampanelli. If you want to do like insult mean-spirited comedy, fine. But the thing is, there needs to be a certain charm to it, so that people know that you're
Yeah,
joking. Like if you
or
watch
you
like
just gotta.
try, don't ask me how I know this, but if you watch someone like Triumph the Insult Comic Dog, he's quite
Yes,
funny.
yes. That
Maybe because immediately you're not supposed to take him seriously.
I was actually going to
That's such
say
a big help. Immediately you're
I
not
was
supposed to
actually
take
going to
Triumph
say
seriously.
Basil Fawlty,
Oh
like
yeah.
as like this person is obviously insulting, but it's
Well,
funny.
well, Basil Fawlty is a character.
Yeah. Well, obviously, but
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I mean, I guess maybe Lisa could be playing a character as well, but it's more obviously a character in the sense of Basil Fawlty, and
or
it's funny and it's iconic, and
although
it's
I will
also
say,
funny and
Emerson,
iconic. Yeah.
Triumph the Insult comic dog is a puppet. Just so you know that, right?
What? No fucking way.
So it is also a character. So
Yeah.
but it's put on an act of being like either a, of like that.
Okay. Yes. Insult comedy is usually a persona, a you're putting on a mask to do it.
Yes.
But the thing with Basil Fawlty and Triumph the Insult Comic Dog, they do it in a very charming way. Like in Triumphs, for example, immediately you're not supposed to take him seriously,
Mm-hmm.
and as a
Yeah.
result, you could just it's like it's more like when like insult. It's like Triumph is more just like front row roasting at comedy where like the comedian will
Yeah.
pick on people in the front row. It's that, but slightly harsher, but not too harsh.
Yeah.
And
Or something else like that. But
either
this
way,
is just
Triumph
mean.
Triumph doesn't go around saying things like, "Oh, this task is my bitch." That was my very poor impression of Triumph the Insult
Yeah.
Comic Dog. I'm so sorry. Um, I mean, most things are his bitch because he will probably fuck them because he's a male dog.
Also is a crude puppet
With
that
a
does
weird
jokes on
long hand that's about 1 foot away from his
Conan O'Brien's show.
and appeared on SpongeBob that one time.
I didn't see that episode. Let's keep on going.
That's some bullshit.
Let's just
Anyway,
did we talk about Kate's yet?
no, that's for me. I will say, Kate definitely fooled me. I thought
I
she
did.
was hidden.
I got fooled too. Yeah.
I immediately noticed the sofa cushion, so I thought this was kind of like a lolly out of faux moment, where the fake
Yeah.
grass was
She
so
left.
obvious.
Oh, the Lolly Adefope moment will be coming because Kate, she left a lot of red herrings.
I've made not what I mean. Um, Hang on. Because we're going to be talking about for context sake, we're going to be recording episodes 3 and 4 together, like we did episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Um, in my notes for episodes 3 and 4, I have made 2 references to Mel Gedroych. And
Yeah.
the first one will be coming up in a second. Anyway, what Kate does is, so I mentioned she moved the sofa cushions. These genuinely fooled me. And then I noticed the fake feet and the hair. And I thought, is it one of them? I wasn't sure. I'm not sure which one Reggie went with, but it doesn't matter because Kate was actually
Reggie went with
hidden.
the couch, and then Alex pointed out the feet and the hair because there were shoes behind a desk
Yeah.
and hair
Well,
coming
they're
out of an
like a
open
wig.
box.
Which
And
must
so
have
it was
been
like,
painful. The hair in the
I,
box must have been painful.
well, it was a wig if that had been her.
Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't matter because Kate was actually hidden by a set of like where some coats were hanging up, and she'd put a hat on, so
And
she
worn a coat
blended
and
in.
looked like a coat on a rack. And it was very good. It was
Yeah,
very good.
very competent. Which is more than can be said for most of these. Um,
Honestly, I thought that these were actually really well done, but the f-
Ron's was
the
all right.
way the way it was presented actually started to piss me off a little bit when we get to Lisa and Ron
Oh yeah,
because
because Lisa and Ron were shown together because they'd
they
hidden in.
combined these showings, and it's like that's not how it works, especially because
Yeah.
whatever they used to take this picture, which must have been like a DJI drone, like a Phantom 3 because it's 2018, had like 1 pixel, maybe 3. And so it was this grainy, hard to make out image taken at a weird angle that they obviously had to remember where it was so they could do both images at the same once they realized that she was going for the same place that Ron was, or Ron was going the same place that Lisa was. And it's really dumb because it's really hard to tell that something is up.
I mean, maybe they could if they just like decrease the image quality altogether, then it might be a lot more difficult for the Taskmaster to spot where everyone is.
Well, yeah, but they don't do that in any of the other versions of this, or
I mean,
in this
I'd
Taskmaster.
laugh if they did that to Greg to give him a taste of his not really a
Like
taste
it's
of his own medicine,
noticeably
but
lower quality from within the episode.
anyway, Ron and Lisa are bunched together because they've hidden in similar places. They're both hidden by the pool.
Under a gazebo
Yeah.
or
What
something
Ron's
like
done
that.
is he's done something similar to Hugh Dennis. He's strapped himself to one of the large seat cushions and hides underneath it. What Lisa does is that she basically pretends to be one of the supports of the shelter by wrapping some large piece of cardboard or some patterned
or
piece of
or
paper or whatever.
something. It was actually very well done because with the shitty ass camera they used and the fact that like no you haven't given a shit enough about this set to notice. I flat out didn't notice, and because they combined the two, so you didn't get to see the task with Ron in it first, you totally didn't know that there wasn't another pole there. And so it fits in perfectly.
Yeah, that is really genius. Um, I didn't think of that until you said it, but even though they weren't shown together, I'm going to talk about Dylan and Freddie together because they hid in very similar spots. Dylan,
They did it like Lolly out of Fope.
yeah, I mean, I wrote that it doesn't for Dylan's because because Dylan's was shown first. Basically, what he does is he puts on like a blue morph suit in hope to camouflage with the
I thought it was
floor
a
of the pool.
poncho, maybe.
Either way, he hopes to
Whatever.
camouflage in with the pool. Doesn't I said it doesn't quite work, but it's no Mel Gedroich.
Yeah, and then
What Freddy does is he basically pretends to be a giant manta ray, and
which
I said this was Dylan's but worse, and Reggie disagrees with me.
it is the wrong option to put Dylan as the worst one because Dylan's at least because Dylan's okay. So they from a different angle, Dylan could have hidden because it could have shown the top of the pool and like Dylan could have hidden next to a wall and it would have worked. Why there's a giant manta ray in the pool is such a fucking out of left field question that like only the criminally insane wouldn't think that because it looked like it was a tarp.
I
Like
thought it
Freddy
was
was hiding under
I
a
genuinely thought it was a red herring.
I thought Freddy was hiding under a tarp, and then he has made this kite frame like contraption, which he has
That
stapled
resembles the outline of a stingray or a manta ray, whatever you prefer
a
to call
manta
it.
ray.
And he's
And
hidden underneath it. He's got diving
he's
goggles
wearing
on
a
and a wetsuit.
wetsuit. What is this? Why? Who told this is why you're a child star, Freddy, and not an actor. Because you're not fucking smart enough.
Oh God, I mean, like reading into the lives of child. Well, not into the lives of child, but the disadvantages of being one is quite bizarre.
Whatever, I don't
You're
care.
not like the stereotype that child actors don't tend to be as smart as other kids their age who aren't real celebrities.
No, he's a child star and not a real star because he was too stupid to make his career keep going. That was where I was going with that. Anyways,
Poor Freddie. He's not even.
I
He's
don't.
only 30, and his career is like on the downhill.
He has a CBS drama that he's doing now called The Good Doctor. It will be the #1 show in America because there's a
Quite
lot
a
of
fall
old
from
people who turned on the TV and lost the remote.
quite a fall from grace when you were in a movie with Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter 15 something years ago. Anyway, the scores are as follows. I don't think we gave the scores for the previous task.
It doesn't matter. What
Basically, at this point, basically Kate wins, rightly so.
Ron and Lisa
with
get joint 4 points.
joint
4
second.
points.
Freddie, unfairly, Dylan unfairly gets last, and Freddie stupidly gets second last. So, with one task to go, Lisa's in the lead, and Kate and Ron are on 8.
Yep, and it's the live task. And do you remember when I complained about this task when we did it the first time? I remember when I complained when I did this the first time. It's the task where they sit underneath a dark object and move their hands around for 100 seconds. That's right, it's the balloon chain joining task.
I'm
Looking at the
embarrassed.
Taskmaster at
I'm
all
actually
times with
ashamed
an
to say I
on
didn't
screen.
write down which episode this came from.
It does not matter. Let me see if
It
Taskmaster
matters to me. It matters to me.
series
Also,
season
when
4. Okay, hold on. Season 4 episode 2 of Taskmaster, or
UK,
Taskmaster UK, or season 1 episode 5 of Stormeister, which I think is the Danish or the Norwegian one, and then season 2 episode 1 of Bast E Test, which is a different one of the European
Basti
version.
Test is the Swedish one, I think.
And that's the Swedish one. So this has now been in 4, and also season 1 episode 2 of Dicho y Hecho, the Spanish version. So this is 5 different times this task has been done.
Also, I should say, when you had your little monologue at the beginning of the first Taskmaster USA episode, and then you screamed into the microphone, it didn't pick up your audio properly, so it's just like...
I listened to that afterwards. I'm not sure if that makes it funnier or not.
Well, it goes to show how angry you were. Anyway, you're covering this task. I don't know if there's really anything to say about it, though.
Oh no, they're sitting under hairdressing smocks and they're moving their hands around. Dylan got 2 balloons into a chain. Freddie got 6. Kate got 9. Lisa got 3. Ron got 2 strings of 2 balloons. That's all the information that you're going to get out of this task.
No, there's 2 more. No, please. I think because Alex literally repeats 2 things he says in this task that he said in the original UK task. He says, he says, I don't understand it when pulling out someone's chain of balloons.
Oh.
And which I could have sworn he said, he's definitely said it at some point in the British show, and I could have sworn it's this task in the British show. And also not only did he break someone's chain, he broke person in the 5th and final seats chain.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's very interesting. Also, you want to know something else funny?
Although, to be fair, though, although Alex was kinder to Ron, saying he had a chain of 2 rather than letting Noel suffer for something that was out of his control.
You want to know something else really interesting? I was looking at the list on taskmaster.info of all the various versions of this task. So with the exception of the UK version, which aired on May 2nd, 2017, each one of the 5 versions of Make the Longest Balloon Chain aired in 2018, because the Stormester version was on September 22nd. The Basti Test version aired on March 9th. The Dicho y Hecho version aired on March 16th. And this one aired on May 4th, 2018. So all of these episodes came out within like 3 months of each other, and most of them came out within in less than a month of another episode. I guess Alex was like hard up for ideas that could be exported internationally.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. Most of what you said just went in one ear and out the other with me.
That's fine. Someone will care. Whatever.
I have a confession to make. I didn't even listen to both the original Taskmaster USA episodes all the way through.
Oh, that's... I was putting it off so much that the reason why we're recording now is because I had to finish the episode like 2 minutes before we started.
Anyway, Kate wins the episode with 13 points. Lisa and Ron come join second on 11. That's all you need to know. So Kate wins back her medicine cabinet and hopefully doesn't go into a state of serious depression as a result of no medication. We're going to record episode 4 now. We hope you care more about this than we do. I think we're the only people who have covered Taskmaster USA in podcast form. If so, our view numbers should
We're number one. We're number one. We're number one.
Woo!
Okay, I'm going to hit stop now.